Well, Paul says, let me show you how I do it. And that's what verses 3 and 4 are about. Here's how I, Paul, have found healing in the gospel. So let's look at those verses again. Look at verse 3. But with me, it's a very small thing that I should be judged by you or any human court. So Paul basically says, I don't care what you think. So gospel humility, whatever it is at least this. It is at least, I don't care what you think, and really, I don't care what anybody thinks. Any human court. My identity, my value, my worth in life owes nothing to what other people think about me. To which we say, wow, Paul, you're really, really confident. How'd you do that? How'd you become so confident? And any counselor, any psychologist today would say the way that you find that kind of confidence in life is to just determine that you're not going to care what other people think. It's not about what they think. It's all about what you think. It's about what you think about yourself. You set your own standards, you determine your own identity, and once you establish it, then you're good. But really, you think about it, that's not a good solution. Because I don't know about you, but anytime I've tried to set my own standards, I have trouble even living up to my own standards. So the only solution, if you're going to base your identity on your own standards, is to have really low standards, but that's not really a solution because who wants to be a person with really low standards? I feel bad about having low standards. I feel bad about having size standards that I can't meet. So really, there's no solution there. And you think about Paul doesn't even do that. He says, I don't even judge myself. So I have a low opinion of your opinion of me. I have a low opinion of everybody's opinion of me. And I even have a low opinion of my opinion of me. So I don't care what you think. I don't care what I think. What's Paul doing? Paul's saying it's not about what ancient culture said. It's not about what modern cultures say. Ancient cultures say it's all a problem of high self-esteem. Well, that's not really the problem. Modern cultures say it's all a problem about low self-esteem. Well, really, that's not a solution either. You think about Paul, this guy, incredible guy, right? You don't even have to be a Christian, and you can admit the Apostle Paul, hands down, was one of the top 10 greatest leaders in human history. The guy planted churches all over the known world. He wrote half the New Testament. Whether you think it's baloney or not, that's significant. And yet, this guy, the Apostle Paul, says things like in 1 Timothy 1:15, Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am, not I was, of whom I am the foremost, chief of sinners. So how can a guy have incredible balance, he's incredible in his confidence, nothing seems to faze him. How can a guy that confident at the same time say, I'm one of the worst people? How do you do that? Well, it's because he's not finding his identity in high self-esteem. He's not finding his identity in low self-esteem. Paul says it's actually not about either one of those. My ego isn't drawing attention to itself at all. I found a way for my ego to draw just as much attention to itself as any other part of my body that isn't hurting. It's not about my ego at all. When I do something bad, I don't connect it to I'm a bad person. When I do something good, I don't connect it to I'm a good person. I've removed the connection whatsoever. It's not about what you think. It's not about what I think. It's about what the Lord thinks. The Lord judges me. In fact, throw up verse 4. I'm not aware of anything against myself. In other words, I've got a clear conscience, but I am not thereby acquitted. It's the Lord who judges me.